This video is sponsored by True Gold Republic, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. God bless True Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know that most all of my retirement is caught up in commodities, mostly precious metals. So at least look into this for your own well-being. God bless True Gold Republic. All right, so let me get my money's worth. All right, James Coppin, World News Report today. Today is June 8th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe. Hey, Mike Johnson, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Ring that bell for critical future updates. Listen, George Coggins threatened my daughter. This is not the first time. It's probably the third or fourth time. I've got a real problem with it. And if I find out that anyone's friends with him, you're not friends with me, right? I've got a 12-year-old daughter. It's ridiculous for some acid freak to be threatening her. And that's the facts, Jack. So here we are. Let's look at today. We had another geomagnetic disturbance, a really storm on the college KP index here. And we had 3 hours of a KP storm, then followed by 3 hours of a geomagnetic disturbance. And guys, y'all know if I could get a hold of him, what I'd do. And then moving up to our estimated planetary index, we saw what they claimed to be a glancing blow yesterday. There was nothing inbound for the day. We will take a look. We had a geomagnetic disturbance all the way down the row. And this is going to be, well, when you're on the real drugs, it's hard to, pretending like you follow the scripture and following the scripture are two different things. Remember what we discussed the other night. It's not about your faith, which I thought it really was. Faith is so hard to acquire. It's about your deeds and your words. And what I see there is a dead end. A dead end. And y'all must know that, dead's the key word there. Whoa! At least to me, right? And I'm trying to be nice. So we did have a geomagnetic storm here on the college index, followed by 3 hours of geomagnetic disturbance. This is going to be from 7 to 10, 10 to 3. Last night, everyone couldn't sleep. It's because we had something hitting Earth, period, on all of our indexes. I do need to pull up. Let's get a 7-day here and figure out what it was. I'm a pretty good guesser. This was our... this is what actually hit us last night, and this is what hit us just now. Right here, it's the M6. I believe it was bigger than that, 6.05. I think it was 6.45 or 41. That's what hit us just now. And this bad boy that looks like it was cut off. Mike Johnson, why don't you call up? Love to talk to you, man. Love to talk to you, man. I want to talk about that tornado I saw in Baltimore. It was huge. If I would have seen that in Baltimore, I would have freaked out. Even in Houston, doesn't matter. That thing was a dead killer, man. Stove, you tried to call last night. If you're around, we're live again. So what I'm thinking is we just experienced this package here Yes, they were everywhere. I don't know, what part of Baltimore you live in, but I got some video that I didn't play, and they had one that was at least 5 miles across. That's what we experienced yesterday, and I believe that this is what I'm a good guesser. We'll put it like that, right? I've been kicked out of 20 plus casinos, and not because I guess at anything. Guessers never win. So we also have this flare to deal with. It'll be tomorrow, but the 10th is a big day. For us, it'll be the 9th. It'll be late tomorrow, about 6, 7, 8 p.m. Central Time here in the U.S. I believe this was much stronger than a M9.95 flare. I believe it because it just topped off right at the M line there for over 30, 40 minutes, and it should have rose higher just based on every flare we've ever seen before. Ever. All right. We might want to keep this up. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. Mike, you want to call in and say hi? Tell us about your t-shirt idea. I'll give you 60% of profits. How's that? And there is no cost. All right, so currently we're running that C baseline, C 2.27. You have to actually design it, but I'll give you the login at Teespring. A C 2.27 baseline. We're up to a 25% chance of an X-class solar flare. And what's really strange is 3697 is right at the limb, so that's not their concern. Their concern now is 3706. This is a beta delta gamma. This is a delta sunspot, a C9.9. It's about to get busy here. I'll show you where 3703 is shortly. The M1.52, you see it up here at 5:17 UTC time. Actually, on the 8th here, followed by the 1.1, the 1.2, pretty much in synchronicity. Let's take a look at those. So that's what they're talking about. There's 2 flares in here, one here, and then another M flare here. Since then, we haven't, well, I guess we have broken the M flare threshold, the 1.1, and that's reflected, 1.1 right here, followed by 1.2. That might be the 1.2. This came very close, 9.92. All garbage. Remember, it was an M9.75 now. It was an 9.95 earlier. This is Space Weather Live. They've downgraded that M flare. 25% chance of X-class solar flares. 75% chance of M-class solar flares. Make that 100% chance. Let's keep going. Now I have this pulled down. Can y'all believe this is real time? We're still getting hit by a proton storm. And look, they cut all this off over here. Now, actually, I have this hidden up here, and I just put it together, as you guys know. And I'm going to slow the speed down as we go into the most important times. Look at these flares coming out of the sun, guys. So much easier to see on the right on Cactus 1 than on the left on... Whoa, did y'all... That was a freak show, and that's what they tried to hide from us. I want y'all to see this again, okay? Watch this hide. So X flare, watch it. X flare right there, and then another X flare right there. And they took the information away. We're going to watch that again. XX, that was, whoa, we got it. We busted him. Cold busted on Cactus 1. Watch this, XX, 30 minutes of X, and then now, boom. That was probably more than X flare. Let's see if we can get there from here. That was the halo explosion. They're not making this easy for James. Watch the 2 X flares they covered up. Watch them. 1, 2. I'm not going to be able to show you, I guess, but y'all can see. They've covered up over an hour. So from 6:36 to 7:24, they covered up all of that. And they're not showing or allowing me to show y'all anything that's occurred. These are all huge explosions. Watch the 2 X flares here. 1, 2, stop. I got it. I got it. I got it. 1, 2, stop, baby. If that's an M9 flare, maybe they shouldn't indoctrinate me as the Pope, right? What a joke. That is one of the biggest flares I personally have ever seen. An M9.95 solar flare. Busted. I was up at 1:40 when it all occurred, as y'all know. Hopefully y'all could understand me. I had a couple of extra drinks after that time period while I was trying to learn. And we're going to see this go into today. Today is the 8th. On the 6th still, but we're going to see the same old thing. They're going to be taking time away and hiding. It was another large explosion. Another very large explosion here, guys. That's on the 7th. Today is, well, generally the 8th, depending on where you are around the globe. And we should see some larger flares. They've taken so much time out. Look at that. Finally, they let it flow when it's insignificant. The only time they ever let it flow is if it's insignificant, period. Whoa! What just happened? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got this happening, and I guess they're calling this out as the M flare at 2 UTC time. They are. That's 2 UTC time. That's 4 UTC time. Cold busted. Let's see if I can pull up this. Wow. That's an M flare. In case you guys that don't know what an M flare looks like, that's what an M flare looks like. That'll light you up. Noah actually called it 3664 today. I guess they were kidding because it's 3697 now, right? That will light you up. It will fry you like chicken wings. It doesn't matter what color, creed, religion you are. That's huge, right? Right out of the limb that we have a complete magnetic connection to that actually helps us orbit the sun. It's, oh my God, and then this. All the cameras go dark. We're talking about 14, 15 hours, and they're still going off with protons accelerating through the mass. Y'all need to realize 14 hours of proton acceleration towards Earth being picked up by what? our satellites that are 150 miles above Earth. It's a heavy program, so I'm going to get rid of it. There's 3697 right on that limb where it's called our Iswa spiral, Goddard Iswa spiral connection is, and it's what causes us to rotate or orbit the sun in a counterclockwise motion. Now, 3691's gone. 3702 is the one I actually talked to you guys about. It's beginning to be more complex, and then we have all these 07, 08, 09, and several more to be named. I told y'all that one big sunspot would break up into several. We're in a solar peak, but the solar peak's going to last for about 9 months. So it's just a matter of time. Now, NASA said we got hit by the 100 million volt line here, and that would be a first. But on their charts, and I read that to y'all earlier, someone questioned me, and I totally agreed with them because I'd already seen it did not look like the 100 million volt line past the space weather threshold. So good catch, but NASA said it did. We went up to really the strongest S4. It broke the S4 barrier right here. That's a solar storm or proton storm. So there's a geomagnetic storm, G1 through 5. There's an S1 through 4. And then what else is there? Does anyone know? The R, the radio blackout. 1 through 5. So you almost got up into the S4 here. I think you are in the S4, right? Very, very scary situation. One of the most powerful solar flares I personally have ever seen. I wanted to show y'all what they're actually committing to here. I'm going to make a call. Of course, I'm going to be right here. Today's the 8th. Tomorrow the 9th. From 6 to 9 tomorrow night, and from 9 to 12 or 7 to 10, 10 to 3, this is going to move up. They're going to redo all this. Remember this. I said it. It's not going to hit midday on June 10th and into the 11th. This is a very fast moving. It actually rose from the surface of the sun at over 1,200 kilometers per second. So if you do the math, 93.3 million miles an hour, 1,000 kilometers per second is 2.2 million miles an hour, 2.4 million miles an hour. In between there is going to be here quick, ladies and gentlemen. So I would move all this up till tomorrow evening, period. Tomorrow evening, period. We'll see if anything exciting is happening. No coronal holes. Really nothing happening. I'm expecting more activity from the sunspots coming around the limb of the sun here, guys. And we're saying bye right now to, I guess, 3664, 3691. Bye, Felicia. We can do without you. All right. Look how many protons were pushed towards the camera. And it's still going on the next day. Watch the camera here. Look, they skipped 3 hours, 5 hours here. Let's go real slow so we can see how much time they did remove, as usual. So there's 1 hour, right? Another 30 minutes. That looks good. They should be every 12 minutes. Can you imagine that we have these satellites in space and they can only take a picture every 12 minutes? So there's 1923 to 2255. So 23 hours of time missing here. 3 hours of time missing here. And that would be 4 hours for the day. And then here we have 2.5 more hours. And look, there was another explosion from the same sunspot group. You can even see it. It's 3691. It's 3664. Watch. 2353. 223. Can see the explosion coming out of that limb right there. Watch. You can see it. It's easy to see. They want to hide it because that would actually push our proton storm up. And if y'all go out and take pictures of the aurora borealis, please send them in and tell me on the text, and we'll gladly show those pictures. Gladly. Love to see them. Now, this has begun to be a freak show, and it just got reinforced. You'll see it. Now remember, Earth's being pulled by the sun away from the Milky Way. So the northern hemisphere will always be more affected. Although we see stronger winds, stronger everything in the southern hemisphere, that's where they want all their satellites for some reason. It doesn't make any sense. You got to realize the sun is in charge, so the magnetic connections have all the planets behind it or under it, right? Under it. If the model that they give us is true. And you will see right before the end of this model, hopefully. I haven't upgraded it. But we actually got reinforcements here. Let's see if we can update real quick. And by reinforcements, guys, I don't mean a good thing. It's a polar cap absorption event, which means radiation is pouring in our poles because our Van Allen belts, they cover most of the Earth, but they have holes in the North Pole and South Pole, right? We'll become X-Men. I wish we could. All right. There is 3697 about to go bye-bye. I think we have to worry about 3709, 07, and 08 here. But the one that's given us all the trouble thus far doesn't look very complicated. Does look strong, 3702. And this is Soho, 284 angstroms. That's O2. This is all the stuff coming around the limb. It's going to be a shit show. This is AR 3697. And this is taken at, C, 1560 minus 7, taken about 10:56 this morning. What a weird time to take a Soho picture. This has moved further around the limb. This is all gone. That's 91. That's our other friend, 63. And these are all the new sunspots that will transverse the Earth side of our solar disk for the next 12 to 13 days. It's going to be fun. Everybody ready? All right. Over to STO-HMI magnetogram image. This is how we see if they're, regular polarity sunspots or reverse polarity sunspots. We see here white over black, a reverse polarity sunspot here. Most of these are normal. Northern hemisphere, white over black, white over black. Southern hemisphere, black over white, black over white, black over white, black over white, black over white. Northern hemisphere, black over white. Big problem. First polarity, supposed to be 4/1000ths of 1%. Seems like every sunspot that comes around the limb is reverse polarity. Now, we are doing a call-in tonight. If anyone wants to call in and you don't have our number, I want y'all to watch this explosion here. You can actually email. Oh, yes, I am ready for Miss Teresa. I feel good about this. Miss Teresa helps us with scripture every night. And I've got my phone handy here. And I'm guessing she's going to call. And we're going to learn something tonight. It's all about learning. Life is a journey. If you don't learn something one day, you haven't really lived that day. And that's, well, what I believe. I want y'all to watch this explosion here. Watch this. Bang. I got them both at the same time going. We'll watch this one too. Bang. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with? Oh, I've hit the wrong button. Hold on. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
Teresa.
Hey, Miss Teresa, we're live here on YouTube. Can I have your permission to take you live?
Yes, you do.
God bless you. How are you?
Wonderful.
Awesome. Did you have some good dinner tonight?
Every day is good food here, dear.
I think I see that.
I made potato salad.
Ooh, I love potato salad. I like egg salad
better
even
than
more.
homemade potato salad. And cucumber salad, fresh.
Oh, I love that too. I love cucumber salad. It seems like our tastes are very much in line. Your family and my family's
it's
taste.
just good food, period.
Right.
Then we went to the grocery store, and everything we bought last week was
$2 more. I went too. I almost choked.
It was unfreaking believable.
So, guys, I use that clear laundry detergent. It doesn't smell, stink.
We just bought the same stuff as we always do.
Yeah, me too. It went up from $7 to $14.97. I almost choked. I could barely check out.
I know.
4 things cost over $60. I was like, this
it
is...
It made me stop and go on my phone and look for a coupon.
And you know what? There are coupons, and if you have like all the time in the world, you can save some money. But time is money to people like me and you, right?
Oh my goodness! It was just unreal. It was like, oh my gosh, this is. And then when you go to pay for it, you go, well, this is double of what I was expecting to pay. What I paid last week.
So I paid over $60, guys, for 5 items and no food, just detergent, plastic cups, some things, toilet paper, things I buy. For me, it's actually cheaper, and I don't eat fast food. Don't get me wrong. I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you can get a chicken fried steak, or a chicken fried chicken, or a grilled chicken, or a cheeseburger, a cod sandwich for $12 to $15 with all the trimmings and a salad at any steakhouse around me. So why am I going to go try to spend all that money, make it, clean it up, right?
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. If I was one person instead of feeding many, I would be doing the same thing. Right,
and that's what it is. It's if you're 3 people or less, it's going to be cheaper to actually eat out every single meal. We don't eat fast food, although there's a couple of taco stands we go to. No McDonald's, no Burger King.
The only one that we eat is pizza.
So what's everyone's favorite pizza?
Garden or the pork out, which is
Pizza Hut? Is that Pizza Hut?
No, 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 no. We don't do any of that chain stuff. No, we have a specialty.
So, if there was a chain, guys, what pizza would y'all eat? I would never eat Domino's. I would never eat so many pizzas. The only pizza that I will touch is Pizza Hut. And it's a much higher quality, cheap-ass pizza. Is that okay to say?
Yeah, probably the same here. It is cheap. You can spend half the amount but you're going to drive twice as far to our Pizza Hut than you would our local little pizza, that we get here.
And you're probably getting better pizza from the local joint.
That's what, and we do have that, once every 2 weeks or so.
Right. But you know what? You're semi-retired, so...
When everybody's hungry for pizza, that's where we get it from.
There you go. Hopefully you made a friend with that guy and he takes care of you.
Oh, yeah. Because, for your whole life, years, you always go to the same place.
Right. I've been here for 8 years, so I know everyone.
Exactly.
They make sure that the everything's tied right, everything's perfect. I treat them with the most respect and tip them and everything else, and they treat me. And I'm talking about every restaurant I eat at, pretty much. Not pretty much.
Charlotte, that's really sweet of you to say.
Ma'am?
I was responding to Charlotte's comment. I'm sorry.
No fast food for me. What'd she say? For one person can be... yes, for one person. So I have my daughter that comes, but she's on a protest right now. She belongs to the streets. She's been home only 3 nights to the home I still pay for, but I don't live at, right? Since May 25th, which y'all are saying, hey, that's only, 11 days. Only been home 3 nights and 11 days, although we know where she's at and we talk to the parents every night. So these girls are growing up quickly, but when I have her, we still eat out, right? The lowest we'll ever go is a place called Sonic. Do y'all have Sonic there?
We do have Sonic here, yeah.
So it's barely edible.
I have never eaten there. I don't know.
Well, I do the cheese sticks or the tater tots with cheese or maybe an egg sandwich or something, but no, Jack in the Box, no. But if y'all ever, I know everyone loves Chick-fil-A. Next time you eat your Chick-fil-A, taste the salt level in it. They actually soak the actual breasts in salt for 90 hours.
Our Chick-fil-A is like 45 minutes from me, and every time I drive by there,
There's a line.
Is around the building.
I know. But try to take, if you eat normal food, try to take a bite out of Chick-fil-A, guys. It will blow your mind. The salt content, they make it so tender with salt by soaking it in salt for over 90 hours. So,
oh my gosh.
Yes, so for someone like me that I don't even have salt in the house, right? I have pepper, but not salt.
Jared's real particular about eating no salt.
And salt is no good for you. You need...
I'm a black pepper girl. I can't have too much of it.
I'm the same way. You saw the black pepper recall with even Kroger brands. I don't know if y'all have Kroger.
No, we don't. I use Watchman spices.
Is that one of the ones that I had mentioned or no?
No, it's not.
All right. I use...
You remember, in the old days when we used to have the salesman come to your door here in the country with spices and vanillas and things? That was Watkins, and so that's what I've always used my whole life. What my parents used, what my grandparents used, and so that's what we use.
Well, I know that YouTube hit it, guys, but they did another salmonella recall.
Salmonella on
Salmonella.
everything.
And I'm guessing that's because of the. I don't know. I'm not going to guess, but they named all the brands. Well, a lot of brands in a lot of states that I actually use. And I love ground black pepper. I love.
Me too.
And I hate salt. So, with that said, hey, do you have you want to open that magic book and give us something to read?
Okay, let's see. Looks like it's Luke.
All right. Who are we looking at tonight? Luke who?
Luke chapter 7, or 8, chapter 8. Well, it's the end of 7 and 8 that I opened it to here.
All right, so we'll do Luke 7. We're going to 8. We're in the ESV NIV. NIV is better for us.
Well, I have NIV.
Let's make sure that mine starts like yours does.
Well, it's 7:36.
Mine starts the faith of the centurion.
Now go to verse 36.
Jesus anointed.
Or maybe we should just do that since
No, ma'am.
maybe that's where we're supposed to start.
No, ma'am. It's just.
There's no coincidences, so that's where we'll start. The faith of the centurion.
All right. Yes, ma'am. All right. We'll call it. Well, it is Luke 7, the faith of the centurion.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
When Jesus had finished saying all of this in the hearing of the people, he entered Capernaum. There, a centurion servant, whom his master valued highly, was sick and about to die. The centurion heard of Jesus and sent some elders of the Jews to him, asking him to come and heal his servant. When they came to Jesus, they pleaded earnestly with him, "This man deserves to have you do this because he loves our nation and has built our synagogue." So Jesus went with them. He was not far from the house when the centurion sent friends to say to him, "Lord, don't trouble yourself, for I do not deserve to have you come under my roof. That is why I did not even consider myself worthy to come to you. But say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed at him and turned to the crowd following him. He said, "I tell you, I have not found such great faith even in Israel." Then the men who had sent returned to the house and found the servant well. Soon afterward, Jesus went to a town called Nain, and his disciples and a large crowd went along with him. As he approached the town gate, a dead person was being carried out, the only son of the mother, and she was a widow, and a large crowd from the town was with her. When the Lord saw her, his heart went out to her, and he said, "Don't cry." Then he went up and he touched the coffin, and those carrying it stood still. He said, "Young man, I say to you, get up." The dead man sat up and began to talk, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. They were all filled with awe and praised God that the great prophet has appeared among us. They said, "God has come to help his people." The news about Jesus spread throughout Judea and the surrounding country. John's disciples told him about all of these things. Calling 2 of them, he sent them to the Lord to ask, "Are you the one who was to come, or should we expect someone else?" When the men came to Jesus, they said, "John the Baptist sent us to you to ask, 'Are you the one who was to come, or should we expect someone else?'" And at this very time, Jesus cured many who had diseases, sicknesses, and evil spirits, and gave sight to many who were blind. So he replied to the messengers, "Go back and report to John what you have seen and heard. The blind receive sight, the lame walk, those who have leprosy are cured, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the good news is preached to the poor. Blessed is the man who does not fall away on account of me." After John's messengers left and Jesus began to speak to the crowd about John, "What did you go out into the desert to see? A reed swayed by the wind? If not, what did you go out to see? A man dressed in fine clothes? No, those who wear expensive clothes and indulge in luxury are in palaces. But what did you go out and see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, 'I will send my messenger ahead of you. You will prepare your way before you.' I tell you, among these born of women, there is no one greater than John. Yet the one who is least in the kingdom of God is greater than he." All the people, even the tax collectors, when they heard Jesus' words, acknowledged that God's way was right, because they had been baptized by John. But the Pharisees and experts in the law rejected God's purpose for themselves, because they had not been baptized by John. To what, then, can I compare the people of this generation? What are they like? They are like children sitting in the marketplace and calling out to each other. "We played the flute for you, and you did not dance. We sang a dirge, and you did not cry. For John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and you say, 'He has a demon.' The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and you say, 'Here is the glutton and the drunkard, a friend of tax collections and sinners.' But wisdom is proved right by all of her children." You want me to keep going?
Whatever you want to do. God bless you either way.
What a story, huh?
I have a question for you that I really want to ask you, and we can pick up.
I felt that. Go ahead.
I do have a question. I want to know what you personally think. I know you're Central Plains, great American, a Christian. I try to be as good as you, and I thrive to be as good as you, but I want to know what you think about the protests. If you watch my video
I did watch it.
That went down today with, they said 75,000, it was more like 750,000 people, and they came from, and most of them, they weren't Palestinian, they weren't even Islamic. A lot of them were college students that probably don't know a lot of history. Now,
Busloads of people, busloads.
Busloads. So my friend is in the business. He's making over $20 million a year. He grabs people that have no meaning. He pays them $15 an hour. He fills buses. Okay, this is his job. He owns the company. I'm just telling y'all.
Well, do you remember the other interviews on the previous protests, and they were asking people, "Why are you here?" They didn't even know why they were there.
Well, I want to tell you, and then ask you a question, okay? So he actually fills these mostly, I won't say this, but mostly Democratic protests, and they pay for the shirts, they pay for the signs, they being whatever political action committee that's paying him. And he's doing profit of $10 or $20 million out of Tallahassee, Florida right now. One of my good friends I grew up playing basketball with, right?
Dang.
Right? And listen, the real problem is he doesn't believe in either side, which is good, right? Good, not bad. But the real problem is he's constantly working. They're constantly filling busloads of people that don't believe in anything that their signs say or their shirts say, and they're busting him to all over the country. And he's one of my best friends. He's one of my guards on my basketball team. And my real question to you is, why do these people, and he's probably a small percentage of any kind of protest, but why do these people protest against something that they know little about and not protest against maybe our southern border, or 99.9% of the jobs, according to the job department here in the U.S., going to illegal aliens? Why don't we ever stand up and take care of ourselves? Do you have any idea? Was that a complex question? I'm sorry.
No, it's not, but it's so sad. There's so many of them.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Maybe that's why we've been told that the gate is narrow, because there's so few that can really see.
So I was told that most of those people were Palestinian and Gaza and Islamic, but when I looked at the crowd, and I looked at the crowd for what? To make that 10, 12-minute video, it took me 2 hours, right? So I saw a lot more than you guys did. Mostly it was college students doing sit-ins on the streets that probably don't have a good education. And let me ask you this. Is Israel in the wrong? Because at some level, I believe they are in the wrong. Okay? You know why I say that? Yes, it's a holy land. But,
I think everybody is.
But let me say this. They should never, ever have kicked anyone out of anywhere. They should have started a situation where they live together in peace and joy. But
I agree with that.
That's not what happened. Instead, they had to overwhelm the Islamic Palestinians and take their land. That was British land, and only because they stole it, right? Right after World War II. I'm going to teach everyone everything they need to know. If we're buffering, it's because I'm teaching you too much, okay? My question is why is Israel given a pass to just take over land? Although we did it for the American Indians, America was discovered several hundred, if not thousands of years before Columbus, okay? We'll start there. But why is Israel given a pass to kick these people out? And they're called the new settlements, right? The new settlements in Gaza. And those are the people they mainly went after. Why are they given a pass? And you know I'm a Jew by blood. Why are they given a pass to take over lands and push people into what I call prisons? Now, what I think Hamas did on October 7th was horrific. Horrific, and you cannot ever let that go, okay? You can't let that go. But again, my question is would God, your God or my God or anyone's God, ever want what's happening now in retribution? No. No.
No, I agree, no. But, they
Now, be careful with your they, and please give me a
I know,
background.
because it's the people that are profiting from things that are not good. That is on them.
Well, that seems to be most of the governments nowadays. It seems like a slush fund that kicks back when we donate to the Ukraine, for instance. It seems like most of the money disappears, right?
Right.
But it really never disappears. Like the one day they realized $2.1 trillion was missing from the Pentagon's books. And then what happened the next day? September, and I won't finish my sentence. So the day before, there was an audit done on the Pentagon's books, and that is the office that had, well, something hit it. What happened was there was 2.1 trillion, not billion, not hundreds of millions of dollars, trillions of dollars, missing. And I feel like it's more, well, look here, not there, right?
So the people that he's loading on the buses, he's paying them.
He's
being paid to do it, and they're being paid to do it.
I even know the numbers because he's one of my very good friends.
That's awful, isn't it? It's just awful.
So he doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter where they come from. He goes to the colleges, he goes everywhere. The person that hires him, remember, he's netting, not grossing, $10 to $20 million a year, and he was like so far below me mentality wise, but he got into, someone showed him how to do this, okay? And I could do it too, don't get me wrong. All I gotta do is put out the word, right? He rents the buses, gets the insurance, he pays them $15 an hour, which is a lot of money for some people, right? Then gives them a t-shirt and a sign to hold, right? And then if they don't catch the bus home, they're pretty much screwed because
where am I? Yeah.
They signed the contract, and he's working out of Tallahassee, Florida. I'll tell you all that right now. I won't tell you his company's name, but
they got like flooding coming and lots of rain.
Well, he's doing a lot of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. The buses, they wake up at 3, 4 in the morning. Imagine $15 an hour. Now, they hardly ever sleep over. The buses leave at 5 and drive 5 hours and drop them off at 10, right? And there's different amounts that they pay for protesting time and bus riding time, right? And this is a true industry. I'm not lying to you guys, okay? This is one of my friends that's the most successful.
But it's happening with every event that's going on.
And he doesn't matter what party, he doesn't care what party it is either. He could care less. It only matters to him that the check cashes. Do you understand? And I got into almost a fist fight with him over it on the basketball court. But I decided, you know what? He's got 3 children. That's his livelihood. I'll back away from it if that's what he knows.
Well, you know, everybody has anger. It's what we do with the anger that matters.
Well, I wasn't even angry. I just felt like he needed a lesson in what's right or wrong.
And that's not our place, I guess. But it's different for me or a man or a woman. It's different.
Well, I didn't do it. Which I very well could have. But it still amazes me to this day. Every week, he's got 2 to 3 protests with 7, 10 buses filled, going to different Georgia, Florida. And you know what? None of the people there know why they're protesting. They just know they're getting $15 an hour, okay? And then the Political Action Committee pays for their shirts and their signs. And then they're told to hold them up or they won't get paid, right? It's simple, simple, simple. Right?
Right.
And when
Okay, I'll say good night, dear, okay? I'm going to head to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you. Good night.
God bless you. Thank you for reading.
You're welcome.
I hope I didn't piss Miss well, he's not Miss Trusoff. He's not sold. I guess he sold out for the almighty dollar. Is that right? So back to our presentation here. Backside of the sun, we see 023, absolutely enormous, coming around the limb, being named. We have 027 coming around the limb, 026 hidden under 023, 028 coming around the limb as well. And we can see that, well, 023 is going to be one of the sunspots that we all know about already. Now, this is kind of funny. This is their model of that solar blast. Look, it's hard for me not to laugh because that's what we call a minimal solar blast. It looks like a C1 flare to me, right? And they say it might have a glancing blow. Y'all just get ready for the 10th. We're going to light it up like a Christmas tree. Period. Charlotte Knight, but James, you can and are an example for your friend. Well, I try to be, but he doesn't ever care what I have to say. Right? Charlotte, you know how many people, I don't know, some months I do 1.9 million views, some months 300,000 views. You know how many people I've turned around? 3 or 4 total. 3 or 4 total. Let's call Dr. Joe and get some information off Dr. J. Hey Siri, call Dr. Joey on speakerphone.
Calling Dr. Joey on speaker.
Hopefully it picks up. Of course I yell at him, but there's nothing I can do. And he has 3 or 4 children that he has to support as well.
Hello.
DJ, you not taking calls? I understand where you're coming from, and he knows my heart, so hopefully so Charlotte, hopefully you're right. I won't lie to you. Hopefully you're right. God bless you. DJ, if you're going to put something like that up and not take the call, come on, man. Ugh. It's just as bad as what he does, isn't it? I mean, come on. All right, let's look at what the ESA has to say about today. Today is well, we're not getting anywhere near that kind, anywhere near, and we will stop it. Plasma. Let's see if I can bring it back a little bit, guys. They're going to be up here. Well, let me get you back there. Right here at the peak, and that's going to be the 8th today, June 8th, 2024. They have plasma peaking at about 17, solar winds down at 280 to 290. Let's see what really happened today, because we haven't seen what really happened today, have we? Not yet. but soon will. Well, he's just making money. He'll go with the Republicans or Democrats or any of them. And I tried to talk him out of it. We almost got into a fist fight over it. But he has 3 children, so who am I to judge, right? Look at the plasma, 2.05. Never went above 10 all day long. Period. Shields went up a few times. Solar winds popped from 288. Now, there's been no coronal holes Earth-facing to 535. That's not a coronal mass ejection impact, right? It's a solar wind impact, and the temperatures are following solar winds, which they should never do. This is an easy one here, guys. We got real problems here with NASA and NOAA and the truth. It looks like to me. Well, I can't believe Doc Joe won't pick up to put a comment like that. I'm not gonna accuse you of calling my friend something I don't. He is a friend of mine, but I was not gonna accuse you. You should at least call back, and hey, I will probably agree with you on everything. Now the moon has moved off the lineup between Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. And then we have that 90-degree angle that RCA told us about with the possibility of huge solar flares. You have to have a lineup of planets and then a 90-degree angle of a large planet or offset of a large planet, and you can expect heck. All heck will come through. So, Monica Rose, we all agree with you, sweetheart. We all agree with you. So we still are in a Proton event here. It's been a heck of one. For me, it just about wiped me clean. It went up into the... So it's 10 million times 30, so 30 million volts right here, and then we have 18 times 2, so 32 million volts. NOAA claims the green line, one of my subscribers, I love you guys, they picked it up. James, it never crossed the space weather threshold. I want to do the same thing. But NOAA said it did. And just to prove to you guys, they brought us into, real quick, an S3 solar storm. That would be crossing that line. S3 solar storm right here. All right? So I don't make stuff up. It's not my job. All I do is report. I'm a reporter, not a journalist. Journalists make opinions and crap. I report facts, or try to find out the facts and report them to you guys, period. So, we'll chime again. Hey, hey Siri, call Dr. Joey on speakerphone.
Calling Dr. Joey on speaker.
That's what fear sounds like. And I'm on his team.
Hello, this is Joe.
DJ. Alright. Sure, he'll text me or whatever. Hey, hey, Teresa, you're fine. You're fine. Always fun. Charlotte, thank you so much. Tiffany, always a pleasure. To all the wrenches, to everything going on in the world. Guys, we're dealing with more than I could ever remember anyone dealing with, so don't look down on anyone, okay? Don't look down on anyone. Everyone's trying to fight through this crap at their own pace, with their own intelligence, and at their own speed. So lay off everyone for a little bit here, and let's try to bring everybody into an awakening period instead of a woke period that we seem to have been in since, well, I guess the last 10 years or so. What's up, Big L? Great to see you. With that said, hey, God bless each and every one of you guys. Please share our videos. Onward. I wish I could sing it. I'm a bad singer. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. It's been an epic day. We've seen some solar activity that we've only seen 2 or 3 times since 2003, okay? You'll have to actually realize that. If you don't, you're behind the curve. This is going to get much worse. They say we're at a solar maximum. Actually, we're headed into a solar maximum December, January, and it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets a whole lot better. And I'm here to try to put my finger on it. I'm going to try to be your watchman in a good way. I read in Enoch, Watchmen are bad. So actually I watched the book of Enoch last night from 2:30 to 4. So I watched the whole book of Enoch, and it talked about the watchmen were bad. And some people call me a watchman, but I'll assure you my intentions are nothing but gracious. Thank you, guys. Lots of love out to each and every one of you guys. You are the white hats. If you can convince one person, and they can convince one person, you've done your duty as your white hat. Thank y'all for joining us. God bless. We have to get along to get on. God bless. Charlotte, I don't only remember. You want to call in, Charlotte? You're welcome. Welcome to call in. Me too, Big Al. I grew up with a regular world. Charlotte, do you know how to call me? Are you here in the U.S.? Are you in Canada? Love to hear from you. All right, so I'm going to kill the screen. She's sending a new phone number. We're going to hear from Miss Charlotte. I'm going to kill the screen so I don't dox you. Okay, sweetheart? I don't mean that as some kind of male chauvinist deal either. I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to kill the display, transition over, go to Gmail. They're giving me all kinds of problems. Hold on. Hey, Miss Martha. So I don't see yours yet, but we can go back and turn the studio back on and wait for you to respond. Let me find our capture. All right, so thus far we have nothing yet from you. Good night. Tiff, you want to call in? All right. Hey Siri, call Tiffany Hartman on speakerphone.
Calling Tiffany Hartman on speaker.
Tiff Hartman,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
You're live here on New York Prepper.
No. I'm going to bed.
I'm tired of shit too, guys.
I'm exhausted.
No, it looked like you needed a little coaxing to get you through the night, so I decided to call up and do just that, like I always do.
Focusing, huh?
Well, encouragement.
Oh, encouragement.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
So,
we probably all do.
do you have any encouraging words for everybody else?
So why are we live?
We are live.
We are?
Yeah, but I don't need your
I thought you
permission.
went off.
No, I don't think I am.
Oh. Well, hello, everybody. God bless you.
Tiff
Be safe out
Hartman.
there. This world is getting more dangerous by the day.
I showed y'all everything's up 110% in murders over the last 2 years, 3 years. Now, think about it. If you had 300 or 400 murders in your city 2, 3 years ago, now you have 600, right?
Oh, it's crazy in places.
Not places, it's every place. I can pull up a chart right now. It's every town.
Well, not in my town, it's not, but
Well, and not in Montgomery County because
I mean, but there are towns.
if they let you out once you shoot somebody, you're going to shoot somebody. If they put you in a chair and lock you
Well, I'm
down,
not going to shoot anybody. I'm going to kill them with my bare hands.
I believe that. Hey, I'm sorry, Cole. I'm
That's
sorry.
the truth.
I'm sorry, Cole. Okay, I'm gonna. I know you want off. Will you stick around while I talk to Charlene or
Okay.
Charlotte?
She's calling in.
She is. You can be our third party, if you will. And I'm gonna kill the screen, but me and you are gonna still talk, right? I want to do it all right. So no.
Why don't you call me tomorrow? Because it's like 1:30 here.
That's fine,
I
sweetheart.
got to get up early.
That's fine. I know you have a
Yeah.
patient with
Working.
you. She's working on that, guys. So lots of love. Shout out to Tiff here, guys, and
Yeah, lots of
hopefully.
love to everybody.
Miss Knight, you must have gotten my email wrong. It's World News Report Today at gmail.com. I'll type it in one last time here before. Just copy it from what I've done. I've turned the screen off. Love to hear from you. I hear that. Mine are too. I only got one left. And half of that one after the, I call it an attack. I'm not quite sure what happened. All right, we'll give it another minute or so and see if you can send that in. If you do, Miss Knight, we'll gladly. God bless each and every one of you guys. Lots of love to everyone. All right. Well, I guess it's not coming. It's all right. Miss Johnson, my eyes are bad too. Trust me. I've got an eye surgery on, I think, July 16th. I hope it's my last surgery. Oh, I got you. All right. That's going to be, I recognize the area code. It's going to be California, isn't it? I've done a bit, or is that Colorado? All right, Dr. Joey. He says he's too sick. Everyone's sick that I know of. Everyone I know of is sick right now. It's so, my dad's sick. All right. We'll get off this.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
El número que marcó no está en servicio. Verifíquelo y márquelo de nuevo.
Message 3.
All right, maybe that was my error. And we'll get off of this and go back.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Charlotte, it's James Coppin, World News Report today.
We finally did it. I have a hard time. I only got the phone that works, so mine's real.
We love you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, listen, we're live here on YouTube. I need your permission to take you live.
Yes, you have my permission to take me live.
All right. Hey.
But I may not talk too long because I'm pretty tired. But I want to encourage you because
we're all exhausted.
I know, and I can tell you're really frustrated about your friend. But, you know, you can still be his friend and maybe eventually he'll have a change.
Well,
it may or may not, but at least you've tried, you know?
I'm more concerned with my 12-year-old daughter than anyone in the world.
I know, but what he's doing affects her, so I know that it's kind of getting to you.
Well,
because I hear you talk about her so much. I know she's like your heart, so...
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So tell me about you. Are you working, retired? Are you 21, 51?
I'm 67, and I've been on disability a long time, but I did work for a while before things kind of went haywire.
Yes,
Remember,
ma'am.
I told you a little bit about some things of my past, and you said don't talk about it here. It affects the mental, psychological stuff. So
Yes,
and
ma'am.
physical. Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, obviously.
I know, and I'm respecting that. But I just was kind of jarring your memory a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. You must realize I'm always in trouble.
Seems like I am too somehow.
With YouTube and the government.
They're always harassing me, so, yeah.
Yes, George. Teach by example. Don't be pompous when the Bible tells you not to be pompous. I know it's you.
Yeah, I think you've made a lot of progress, James, the last couple of months with your faith, and I just want to encourage you about that. I mean, I know you had it before, but I see you really working to live more by what Jesus did.
This is really what occurred. I had a really good connection with Jesus and our Creator, and I got angry, I guess, and it snapped that information flow. And I prayed a lot to get it back, and I still prayed today again, as usual, and it's actually come back. That's miraculous in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
So it was pretty much my own fault because I had anger in my heart.
Well, sometimes it takes a while to deal with that. So, you're doing great. You're really, I can sense you've made a lot of progress with it.
Well, I have. I want to be back to every night when I went to sleep. He would actually tell me what to tell you guys the next day. I even prayed today that he would trust me enough to do that again.
That's great.
Although, I'm getting things. I race to the computer in the morning. It's still not like it's flowing like it used to, if you will. Mm-hmm. Right? So. Yeah,
well, that's true for a lot of us, I think. They're putting up a lot of blockage somehow.
Right.
With all they're doing, it's blocking things spiritually too. I don't know exactly how, but yeah.
Well, I agree with you. So what would you like to talk about, ma'am?
Well, I did put a note in there. The Morgellons is starting to turn around. So that's kind of like a big deal. I mean, it's not gone, but this week I've seen the first signs of it really turning, getting, less.
Well, I never did believe in that until I got it. So.
Do you have it too?
I have blue blood veins coming out of my skin, if that's what it is.
Okay, it could be. I mean, I think it takes a lot of different forms. I think I had it a long time before it manifested. And once it
obviously, it's probably a parasite that we're just not treating properly.
Right. It's lab created. It's one of their kill off people, make them miserable creations.
And I showed y'all in 2024 in April, we go negative. In other words, there's not enough resources for the people on the planet, and that happens in like 3 months. So all these rich people that think they're going to live forever and put their consciousness in some kind of computer and have all these great grandchildren, they want us out of here so the resources last long enough for them to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and enjoy like big time, not like little time.
Well, and that's evil in my mind.
It is evil, but this has been their plan for a long time. Because I had dreams about it, but I didn't see it getting this bad, maybe. But yeah, I had a dream of this lady taking me around and explaining it all to me.
Well, I don't even think it's gotten real bad yet, ma'am. I don't want to scare you.
I know it hasn't, but I mean, I didn't think I'd live to see it when I was
right.
Yeah.
Now, my dad's 77, my mom's 76. I talk to them every day, both of them individually. They live together at the beach house, and they cannot believe what they're seeing.
Well, they can't even more than me because they're 10 years older than I am.
And even me, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and times are great.
Yeah, a lot better than now, for sure.
Even if interest rates, and there was no gas, and interest rates were high, and maybe it's the flow of information now that could be an answer, but more so, I believe that anyone that ever acted like the administration that's in charge now, in the 1500s, 1600s, the castle would have been stormed. It would have been off with their heads, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
And you don't have to think. All you got to do is read about it, right?
Well, right, yeah, but I mean, like, I don't have YouTube Premium, so there's so many ads with, let's see how this other guy say. He says, Bo Jiden and Mabama. There's so many ads where they're begging for money. It's like pathetic.
Oh, God, once they get a hold of you, and, for me a little bit, I was blessed after 9 months of demonetization, but then they overdo it to chase people off, is what they do. I know their little games. And they play it hard. They play these games so hard.
They do.
So what we have now running YouTube is WEF, World Economic Forum Chairman for 4 committees. We used to have the lady that let the Google developers, 3 of them, live in her house and work out of her garage. Her son, after she stepped down from YouTube, either committed Harry Carey and OD'd, or someone took him out, one of the two, at Stanford. Hey, you send him to Stanford, you get what you deserve, right?
Yeah.
Right? Every bad thought,
Isn't that a big CIA recruit, deep state recruit place?
There's a bunch of more that are bigger than that, but that's where every bad idea is ever originated in the world is Stanford University.
Well, it might be closed for sure.
Like Columbia, many other colleges are big recruitment states.
Well, they are. They're probably more so than they were when I was going through.
Right. And so most all of your news people that y'all listen to, including people like Hannity, they're all have been recruited. And either they have something on film-wise, or they've paid them off, or whatever the case is.
Or give them a few treatments. Sorry.
I've always wondered about the is it called Verm or whatever they stick in your eye? That movie, very scary.
I don't know that one. I don't really see movies for the last 5 or 10 years.
Oh no, this is 20 years ago.
What was it? What was
it's called Vril.
Oh, okay. I've heard about Vril though.
Vril,
not the movie, but about the thing.
Vril is where once you're elected, someone comes up to you, hugs you, and puts something in your eye. Then you get a black eye. It all works out pretty well, and then you're actually have a host living in your brain.
I think they probably tried to do that to me long ago.
Right. Well.
That's why I have a lot of health problems too.
Well.
But listen, I want to tell you something. If you think you've got let me tell you one thing. If you think you've got DE, and I've been doing lots of different things to get rid of the big M, I'll just call it that. You need to get diatomaceous earth and start at like 1/8 of a teaspoon and just slowly build up, okay? Because I think that's the thing that's finally really turning it around. And also red light, if they're near the skin. I got, like a month ago, got a red light wrap, a little wrap that I put on different places. You could probably afford a lot better thing, but even that's helping.
Well, did you see the night when I lost my eye?
Yeah, I know they attacked you.
I think it was a direct energy weapon because it was daylight in my room when I woke up, and then my whole face was swollen, and
They've been trying to stroke me out the last 2 weeks.
I lost about 90% of my vision in my left eye and probably 40% in my right eye. So it's been a rough year, but
You're amazing. I do really admire your persistence because, I'm just kind of worn down and not doing much, but I can at least encourage you.
Well,
I
hey,
mean, I can do much, but I can encourage you to keep going.
I'm worn down too, but I have a 12-year-old daughter.
I know.
That's what keeps me going right there, guys. And
I know. My son used to, but he doesn't talk to me anymore. It's really, and my cat died. I know you guys make fun of me, but I'd had cats for like 20-some years, and that was my last one, and I'm really not healthy enough to get another one.
I tell you, my mom has 9 cats and a no-kilter shelter that she's the
Wow.
10,000 acres she writes the grants for. And she's a mortgage banker on VP of 49 banks. So she is that person. Although in her house, I can't go in there because there's 9 cats.
Oh, wow.
Which is illegal, I told her, but I'm not going to turn her in. For me,
It's really illegal where she is?
everywhere it is. If you look up, I think you have 3 or 4 dogs in any town. 3 or 4 animals. And there's...
Really? I didn't know that. Well, all mine came to me except for one that I got at the shelter. They were all feral and came.
Well, they want you to pay taxes on them, register them, all this crap.
I didn't register all of them. I was just feeding them. And I know that, of course, at the shelter, it said, if you're feeding it, it's your cat. You're supposed to pay it, but I didn't. I did pay for some of them for a while, but they're all gone now. But, man, I do really miss that last one.
Well, hopefully another one will come your way. I'll say a prayer about it.
I hope if it does, and it will just stay outside. Can't do it
Well, you can actually have an outside cat because out of her 9 cats, only one of them is allowed inside. And cats are smart. They're not like dogs. They don't need dependency.
No, well, this is so weird. The last one that passed, she stayed outside feral for 7 years, and then one day she just came in the house and went straight to the litter box. And she decided she wasn't going to be feral anymore. After that, she took the longest of any of them, though. But then she got the most dependent of any of them.
So D3, guys, is a solar supplement. And if y'all listened to my live last night, Teresa read that we're supposed to be out there sucking up the sun right now. And they're
Yes, more than we're getting.
And they might be using me to trick y'all. And that would make me so mad into believing that y'all shouldn't be outside when you should be outside, okay?
Well, you can just go out later or earlier. So you're not right in the middle of the highest UV.
Well, it's 102 today. It's going up to, they think, 114.
Oh, God. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I got home late. My friends were all out, so I went and met them for a drink, and I couldn't park. Someone stole my space, and so I had to walk to the car. I was like, God, this is the hottest sun I've ever felt in my life. And that was today, and it was only 100 degrees. I said only, but
I couldn't take that, so yeah, that's still hot.
most people think that's pretty hot, and it was.
I know for Texas it's not. 100's not the worst, but yeah, that's pretty hot. Well, make sure you take a lot of D3 if you're going to be outside.
Well, I was gonna tell everyone what D3 is. I take probably 70 vitamins a day. D3 is a supplement for sun or solar energy.
Yes.
And the problem is your body does not absorb but maybe 10% of what you take. So always remember, vitamins, 90% of them you pee out. I'm not going to be rude, but you pee out. But it's good to take your vitamins every day because that 10% is huge.
It is. Makes a big difference. And herbs, I think we absorb more from the stress because they're more like plants.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I use a lot of herbs.
Right. So I told you.
Navigate this earth. Also, zeolite is good, but it's a lot more expensive. So
I told you we turned all of our marijuana grow houses in Oregon into herb grow houses. Yes, ma'am. We couldn't make a profit with marijuana, so we turned them into herbs, and they're making huge profits. No taxes, no bullshit, no nothing.
I wish I were healthy enough to grow things, but I have real bad knees, and I have another problem that kind of keeps me not mobile going out. And then financial problems. But yeah, if the challenge really does turn around, that's going to be huge.
Well, I think everyone right now,
Everyone has it probably. It's just how it
everyone's got financial problems that here in America we have so much pride. We don't want to say, hey, I used to live on $3,700 a month. Now the costs are $5,000 a month, and I can't make up the gap.
Well, I'm living on less than $2,500 a month.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm kind of, I feel you. But the problem is at least you admit it, and probably disability, right?
Yeah, I don't like that, but it's true.
I'm very well educated.
I do have education, though, so there.
Well, I can tell by talking to you, you do. But I will say this. It's much easier for them to starve us out before they pull the next, next move, if you will, which is coming very soon. And I don't wish this on anyone.
Do you think it's going to be more another pandemic or lack of food or both?
Well, right now they seem to be attacking our food supply, but you know what? You'll have to remember that Putin is part of the Jesuits. So
they're all part of it. Almost every leader in the world is part of it.
So I went to a Jesuit college. I learned everything that I shouldn't know. They tried to recruit me. I had to actually physically fight my way out of there. I'm a big guy. Obviously, they took my eye over it, but
well, see, I was trained for certain things, but I didn't remember. I remember some things starting in my 30s, but some things I didn't remember till about 10 years ago. And they want me still for something. That they're persecuting me because I won't do it.
Well, the main thing everyone needs to remember is it's us, the 99.9% against the 0.01%. And Putin's in that. So these you call them micro wars.
So is China's leader. They're all part of it.
Xi is for sure. But listen, this is a depopulation agenda. And they're going to play it slow. They'll slow play it. They'll fast play it. They'll slow play it again. Fast play it. They're as smart as I am. We'll just put it like that.
They're rabid, yeah.
The problem is I've got 1 million people that listen to me a month. They have billions. So.
Well.
We do have Roger from Mud Fossils University.
Wow.
coming on Sunday at 4. He asked me if he'd come on every Sunday at 4. I said, hell yeah. I mean,
That's great.
me and him are good friends. I don't believe everything he believes, but you know what?
I think some of it's true. They just look too real. Some of them do anyway.
Well, you know what? He's what we call a physical scientist, where he does experiments. Most people are theoretical scientists that theorize about shit. But what he's doing is the real work.
Yeah.
And our show this Sunday will be 4 p.m. My time, 3 p.m. his time, this Sunday. And
That'd be 5 p.m. Eastern then.
no, it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern. We're doing it on his time. He's older, a little bit older. I'm Central. You're probably Mountain.
No, I'm out at North Carolina. I'm Eastern.
So you're like he is. That'd be Eastern. I think 4 p.m. Right.
Well,
So
if you're 4, I'm 5.
all right. Well,
Because I have another friend that's in Texas, although he doesn't talk to me now. But he's got his own problems, so.
all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack one subject this weekend, Sunday, and he wants to go live every single week with us because YouTube has taken away his breath.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay. I know he used to be on a lot, like a couple of years ago. But
Well, so he went over everything with me. He's went to battle with everyone like I have. He's not an attorney. I am. You get a little bit more play, if you can threaten them with money, right? Threaten them with money. That's all they care about. But Roger will be on Sunday at 3. I thought it was, I'll have to check it out, but we got it planned.
I'll look anywhere from like 4 to 5 my time.
Well, actually, I'm going to put out 3 or 4 advertisements, posts, and it'll tell everyone when it is. And we're going to start out with CERN and his opinions of CERN and what they're doing at CERN. And Roger's a smart character. I won't lie to you guys. PhD, smarter than a smart character.
Wow.
So he's going to tell y'all why Shiva's there. I've already talked to him last night for a couple hours.
I know a lot of that, but I certainly don't know everything. But
Oh.
I mean, like, I remember when they first were going to really, start the big guns on it, the big fast stuff.
Well, he was so smart. He said, James, you know they shut down 3 years ago to increase the velocity? I said, sir,
Yes.
I covered every minute of it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Now, we have new particle accelerators that are coming online. CERN is 15 TeV, trillion volts. We have new ones coming on, even in Long Island, north of New York, 20 trillion volts. That's 5 trillion volts more. Japan has one coming online this year, 30 trillion volts. And I want to ask Roger, and I don't know if he has the answer or not, but why they need increased power. And
Well, I think they're preparing weapons to try to fight when Jesus comes back.
well, I think that's probably the answer, but I don't think that's going to be Roger's answer.
Oh, okay.
It's not me. We're going to let him talk for himself.
Well, I know, but there's probably a lot of other things, but I think that's one of the big ones. I think it's probably a lot of agendas with it.
Roger calls up and he knows the director at CERN. He's talked to him 5,000 times. They've argued.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's a tough cat, but we're gonna figure it all out together. Hopefully, we'll start this Sunday and we'll go from there. Hopefully, you guys join us.
Well, just don't be surprised when you start to see weird beings out and about more. That's all I'm going to say. Because some have already been out.
Will my 45 help me?
Huh?
Will my 45 help me?
What's 45?
45 caliber.
I don't know, because things happened around here a couple of years ago and guns didn't work. Now maybe they didn't have the right kind of bullets. I'll have to talk to you off air sometime.
Yes, ma'am. Well,
I think they did a trial run in my area.
Well,
also.
God bless you. It's been great talking to you. I gotta get some sleep because.
Okay, all right, but another time maybe we can talk offline just
Hey,
a little bit.
so
If
now
you're interested.
listen, Charlotte. Now you have my deal. Before you call me, always say in the chat, James, I'm gonna call you in 5 minutes, okay? So I'll know who it
Okay,
is.
now we got set up again.
Right. So I've been being, I won't call it hazed, but abused by a bunch of people that think they don't even think, they're just trying
Well,
to.
that's why I'm thinking this one conversation I'd like to talk not online. Not
Yes,
about
ma'am.
about the creatures.
Well, God bless you. Take care of yourself, watch your back. And remember, it's an electrical universe. Every time.
For sure. For sure. And I think they've been hitting me to cause these heart problems, too.
Well, listen, I did a video the other day. It's called Effects from the Sun on Humans. It talks about it's the NIH, it's Fauci's outfit, National Institute on Health.gov. They said that heart attacks and myocardial infarctions, which is a heart attack or more so, increased by a huge percentage during solar storms. And I'm gonna follow that up. I'm gonna follow that up with all the other minor. You don't have to die for a solar storm. That's what they were covering. And I have to use WHO or NIH.gov or something so I don't get in trouble.
Right, okay. Well, I've got shungite around on a pendant, but then I also had some that was in my Berkey, and I took it out and I put it in a sock and keeping it near my heart. Yeah, it seems to help.
So we're going to listen to what Roger has to say about CERN at, I guess, 3 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock his time, I think, Sunday. And I talked to Roger for several hours. Good. Always, we've already interviewed Roger 4 or 5 times. Great guy. They've shadow banned him like they've done me, but
No, they do a lot of people, James, but it's because you're so out there that they really do you.
well, I'm not even really out there. They can't stop me. I was doing 1.9 million views a month, and CNN was doing 860,000 views a month, and they knew there was a problem. And that's where I ran into my problem. Being too specific and too accurate is my problem.
Yeah. Well, it's like they're kind of obvious, you know. It's like they really go after people that are over the target, and they should let just some of it pass by because they're making it too obvious.
I agree.
You know, it's like the royal family and their crap. They're pulling about Kate Middleton. It's just too obvious that something's terribly wrong.
Well, y'all must realize I shouldn't say this. The royal family admitted, and I can play the video for you guys, that they ate, you know what, under 10, I won't say it, in in the 1500s. Do y'all really think over 300 years they've changed their protocols?
We know they do that. That's the thing.
All right, let's kill this before we get in trouble. God bless you, Miss
Okay.
Knight.
All right. God bless you too, James.
Thank you for calling in.
All right. Okay. Just giving you encouragement and prayers, okay?
Thank you,
All
man.
right. Bye.
Hey, thank all y'all. A bunch of great people. I really want to encourage you guys. If you have something, say something. If you know something, say something. And I will give you my platform that I've scratched and, well, etc. to develop. If you have the truth or what appears to be the truth, my platform is your platform. With that said, God bless each and every one of y'all, especially Tiffany Hartman. I want a red Jeep. I'm kidding. God bless. Share, subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible in bizarre world. Thank you.